The seven wonders of the world are mega projects that are so stunning you'd shrink in their sheer presence. From the Mayan city of Chichen Itza, where new artifacts and caves are still being discovered to this day, to a billion-dollar tomb. On this episode of Built a Billion, we present to you the mysteries behind the seven wonders of the world, part 2. And stay till the end because we saved the most amazing wonder for last. If you love to hear about all the mega projects of the world, please subscribe to the channel and help us reach our goal of 500 subscribers. It'll really help the channel out. Chichen Itza. The Mayan civilization is one of the most influential in our Earth's history, and that influence is still very much felt today. But one of the most jaw-dropping cities the Mayans ever constructed was the city of Chichen Itza, built close to 4 cenotes that served as sources of fresh water. But there was one cenote that was unlike the others. Archaeologists found thousands of golden artifacts and other materials in what is now known as the sacred cenote. More unsettling, they found human remains. The cenote served as a place of ritual for the Mayans, where they would commit human sacrifices to the rain god. And so now we head back to the city of Chichen Itza that is home to 26 Mayan ruins, including the 98-foot tall pyramid El Castillo, built between the 9th and 12th centuries. The pyramid served as a temple and is surrounded by 4 stairways with 91 steps each, and adding the final step of the platform, there's a total of 365 steps, which is also how many days there are in the Mayan calendar. The pyramid also has 9 terraces, which are thought to symbolize the 9 stages of heaven as suggested in the Mayan culture. But what you see is not all you get with El Castillo. That's because inside the pyramid, there's another pyramid temple with a jaguar-shaped throne inside. And in 2015, researchers also found another cenote beneath the temple that is believed to have sacred importance as well. The underwater cenote seems to symbolize a connection between our world and the afterlife. What's really cool is that twice a year, when the sun's rays hit the temple just right, a serpent's shadow can be seen slithering downwards, and at the base of the pyramid lies the head. There's likely much more to be found at Chichen Itza, as excavation started 150 years ago, but only 1/5 of the site has been uncovered so far. In 2019, archaeologists were looking for another cenote and stumbled upon a cave system that contained 150 Mayan ritual objects. As time moves forward, will we find out more about what the Mayans were hiding and about what led to their sudden disappearance? One thing's for sure, we've got a lot of digging to do. The Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal is India's most visited building with 7 to 8 million visitors per year. The ancient mega-project was built on the bank of the river Yamuna by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan after losing his 3rd and favorite wife. He wanted to create a structure that reflected his love, so he had an opulent mausoleum built, and it was something the world had never seen before. In 1631, construction started, and for 2 decades, 20,000 workers hammered away. Materials from all over the continent were brought to the site by elephant, and the main structure was built after 17 years. It included a 115-foot central tomb surrounded by 4 minarets. These minarets were engineered with a slight tilt to make sure that they didn't fall on the tomb in the event of a collapse. Its white marble interior, exterior, and interior, decorated with 40 different precious stones, are nothing short of impressive. But all the expensive decor made the project 32 million Indian rupees in total cost. This is the equivalent of $1 billion today. The emperor was so pleased with the Taj Mahal that he immediately did what Batman would do. He ordered one all in black. This replica in black marble would serve as his resting place and connect to the other with a golden bridge across the river. But he spent too much on the first Taj Mahal, and because of this, his own son put him under house arrest once he gained power. And that, to me, is hilarious. Christ the Redeemer. Now for the structure that serves as a symbol for Christianity around the globe. Initially, the depiction of Jesus was to carry a cross in one hand and a globe in the other, but the design got changed to a 98-foot-tall statue with outstretched arms that measured 92 feet in length. The statue sits atop Rio de Janeiro's Mount Corcovado, which itself is 700 meters above the city. The statue was originally designed into clay pieces in France before being shipped to Brazil, where it was remade into concrete. Due to its huge size, the statue was transferred to the top of the mountain piece by piece, where it was put together on an 8-meter pedestal. Christ the Redeemer is the third largest Jesus statue in the world and was built quite recently in 1931. But its massive influence in Brazil and the world as a whole cannot be understated, which makes it a modern marvel of the world. It defines the city of Rio and has become significant to the culture, and almost 2 million people visit the site every year due to the spiritual importance of the statue. The Coliseum. Ancient Rome entertained themselves with chariot races and watching gladiators slaughter each other under the motto of bread and games. In total, Rome had over 200 venues to host these events, but none of them had anything on the Coliseum. Construction on the Coliseum started in 72 AD, with the majority of funding coming from the Roman conquest of Jerusalem, and it was one of the peak architectural achievements of its time. The concrete mix used in its construction is responsible for its longevity. It was a concoction of lime and volcanic ash that has proven to have better resistance over time when compared with the concrete we use today. The Coliseum has 5 levels built on a 13-meter foundation, which reached a height of 50 meters. The travertine stone that was used in its construction was transported from the quarries of Tivoli, 30 kilometers away. Laborers used wooden cranes with a weight at the back to lift the stones to the top of the structure. In total, there were 100,000 laborers that toiled for less than 10 years to finish the Coliseum. The final product was 164 feet tall, 623 feet long, and 512 feet wide. Constructing something that huge in such a short time with no advanced tools really shows the building skills of those laborers in the society. The first games in the Coliseum lasted 100 days, and for 200 years, the Coliseum remained the main venue for the most barbaric sport in history. Most gladiators were convicted criminals or prisoners of war and were taught martial arts year-round at special schools. Most of these deadly athletes died, either due to battle or from the heat of the sun. But by the 4th century, the church banned the sport for obvious reasons, and other games took the torch. The Coliseum is the prototype for the modern stadiums we have today. What would your 7 world wonders list look like? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this, check out part 1 of our series where we dive into the Great Wall of China and the Great Pyramids of Giza. So click that video on the screen to watch something you haven't seen. And thanks for visiting Built a Billion.